Welcome to week 38 of Scott's Weekend Sports.
38.
38
Wow.
of Scott's Weekend Sports today, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost at a year. In four more weeks of Scott's Weekend Sports, then it'll be my 1 year anniversary right here on YouTube. So I will be doing what I did last year, NFL mock draft, the Wednesday before the draft. So get ready for that. That's going to be a fun show.
Oh, yeah.
But right to today's show we go. First, we're going to pick our Final Four predictions for this year's NCAA tournament. And wow, what a weekend it was last weekend. Upset after upset. Only one number one seed remains. And I think it's just been a phenomenal tournament so far. And right into our picks. So first of all, I think Loyola Chicago is going to win one more game. I think they'll beat Nevada and move on to the Sweet 16. And also, I think the glass slipper is not going to work for Florida State in the next game. I think Michigan is going to take that slipper right off their feet in this game. I think the Wolverines are getting to the Final Four. A very good team this year. Villanova and Duke are my other two Final Four. I feel like Coach K's got a great team this year, and I feel like those are my four teams in the Final Four this year.
Those are all pretty good picks. I agree with most of them. So I've got Villanova. I think they will win it all. I think the closest game in the Elite Eight is going to be Duke versus Kansas, but I have Duke just edging Kansas slightly. I actually think Kansas State is going to beat Loyola. Actually, I'm sad to say that, but I think Kansas State's going to get it done. And I like Michigan also to beat Florida State. I can't stomach the thought of the Seminoles being in the Final Four. So those are my four teams.
And now into our MLB predictions for this season. We're going to go down each division and tell you where each team is going to finish this year. So right into those predictions we go. First off, in the American League East, I think it's going to stay where it did last year. Baltimore in fifth. I just don't see enough talent in Baltimore right now. But you do have delicious crabs, but I just don't think you have a good baseball team this year. Fourth place, unfortunately, the Rays are going to fall apart a little bit this year. We just don't have enough talent. We are a rebuilding team this year. I think we'll come in fourth place this year in this division. Third place, I'm going to give it to Toronto. Jose Bautista, I believe, is still there. And Josh Johnson's still there. And Tulowitzki, I think, is still there. This is a very good team. So I think Toronto will come in third after a fourth place finish last year. I think Boston will be in second with that very good young team they have. The Red Sox are a very fun team to watch. That is my first wildcard team, and I think they will come in second place in this division and finish off the year very solid. First place in this division, I'm going to agree with most people in the entire nation. They have so many good weapons on this team. This is like pick your poison with this offense. Judge, Stanton, Sanchez, Bird. This is a very good team. I could see them winning 120 games this year. This is
120.
This is incredible. This is a team that I could see winning the World Series this year, in my opinion.
You know, as much as I hate the Yankees, I have to agree they are loaded. So I've got basically the same exact order as Scott. Unfortunately, I'm just going to switch two teams, and my Rays, I think they're going to finish in fifth place out of five. They basically traded every good player they had and took minor leaguers back. They are going to probably finish fifth out of five. The Royals will finish fourth, but I do agree with Scott's top three teams.
Next up, the American League Central. Probably the easiest division for people to pick most years. Fifth place, I'm going to give it to the Detroit Tigers again. Miguel Cabrera is the only reason why people are going to games in Detroit. That team is not good, and they're going to struggle again this year. They're just not a very good team. Fourth place, I'm going to give it to the Kansas City Royals. I feel like the Royals have been getting better. I just don't think they're going to be great this year. And I'm going to give third place to the Chicago White Sox. They got some young players that can definitely hit the ball. And Jose Abreu, Yoel Moncada, who I saw play in Charlotte last year with the Charlotte Knights. And I thought that was a very good team that I saw with Moncada there in Charlotte. So I think they will finish in third. Second place, I think, will be the Minnesota Twins, and I think they're going to miss the playoffs this year by about a game or two. but they still got a very good team in Minnesota with Sano and Dozier and Buxton. This is a very good team in Minnesota. And of course, in first place, I have Terry Francona and his Cleveland Indians. The Tribe have been looking very good as of late. They were the American League champions 2 years ago, and they got upset last year by the Yankees. So I think the Indians are making it back to the playoffs as AL Central champions once again this year.
I agree with most of Scott's picks. Certainly the two at the top end. I think the Indians will finish first. Twins will finish second. But I disagree with them on the bottom end of that division. I think the White Sox are going to finish 5th out of 5. I think the Tigers will finish 4th. And I think the Royals still have enough talent to finish 3rd in that division. But I think the Indians will run away with that division with a very, very good pitching staff.
And now for the AL West, probably the biggest top division. At the top of this division, you have some very good teams, and at the bottom, you have some pretty bad teams at the bottom. 5th place, again, I have the Oakland A's. They have one of the worst stadiums in baseball, and they have one of the worst teams in baseball this year. The A's are not going to be very good this year. They got some good players. I just don't think that they're going to be good enough to stay out of the cellar in the AL West this year. 4th place, I'm going to give it to the Texas Rangers again. The Rangers played very good last year, but I just don't think they have enough. They gave away Yu Darvish about a year ago, and they still have not found an ace on that roster to help out. So I think the Rangers will come in 4th. Seattle finishes in 3rd. I want to see them finish in 2nd place this year with all those big bats that they have with Nelson Cruz and Robinson Cano and
Ichiro coming back.
Ichiro's coming back. Yep, very happy to see him back in Seattle. And Felix Hernandez, who I think is one of the best pitchers in baseball. And I just feel like the Mariners are going to come in 3rd. Angels come in 2nd and finally get a wild card spot. We finally get to see the one and only Mike Trout in the playoffs this year. I think the addition of Shohei Ohtani is going to be the reason. One of the biggest stars coming out of Japan in quite some time. I've been very impressed with this guy. And I also think that Ian Kinsler and the roster looks very good. So I'm going to put the Angels in 2nd. And how can you not pick the defending World Series champion Houston Astros to win this division? Because you can't. There is no way that they do not win this division. Altuve, Springer, Bregman, Keuchel, Verlander. This is a really good team.
Loaded.
And Jose Altuve can't even make it on a ride at Disneyland. This is an incredible team, I think. Altuve and the Astros win the division.
I agree with most of what Scott said. At the top, I agree again. Astros are going to run away with that division. I like the Angels, and I actually like the Angels and the Red Sox as well to be my 2 wild card picks coming out of the American League. I do think the Mariners will finish 3rd as well. 4th and 5th, I have a different order. I've got the A's in 4th, and the Rangers, unfortunately, finishing in dead last in the AL.
Next up in the National League East, I think this division is going to go a little bit different than it did last year. 5th place again belongs to the Philadelphia Phillies, in my opinion. They got some good young talent. I just don't think it's ready yet. Hoskins played very well last year. No, wait. I'm going to change my line here.
Can you do that?
Yes. The Miami Marlins will finish in last place in this division. Derek Jeter is just...
He gutted them.
They had a garage sale for all their players in this offseason. They just gave away all they wanted to. Gave away Stanton. Gave away Marcelo Zuna. Gave away all of their top talent. And I just think that they are going to finish in 5th place in this division this year. 4th place, I'm going to give it to the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies have Rhys Hoskins, who I think could have a very good season. One of my favorites to win Rookie of the Year last year, played very well. 3rd place, I'm going to give it to the Atlanta Braves. Their first full season at SunTrust Park. They open up there on Thursday. Dansby Swanson did very well last season for the Braves. They lose Matt Kemp, so I think that's a big loss for them. So I'm going to put them in 3rd. And I'm going to put the Mets in 2nd. That's my first wildcard team. I think the New York Mets are a very good team this year if they can stay healthy. They have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball with Thor and Syndergaard and DeGrom and Steven Matz. This is a very good team this year for the Mets if they can just get David Wright to play like he does every single game. And then first place, as always, the Washington Nationals. Bryce Harper is just too much. He'll hit a lot of home runs this year. Ryan Zimmerman's still playing there. You still have Steven Strasburg, and I feel like the Nationals win this division easy.
I agree again with most of Scott's picks. I've got the Nationals finishing first. Too much talent. I've got the Mets finishing second with an unbelievable pitching staff. If they can get some hitting to go along with their pitching, they should do well. I actually have the Braves coming in third. I think that they are an improved team. I think the Phillies will finish in fourth, and I also think the Marlins are going to finish in fifth. And I will predict this year that the Marlins will set an all-time record for the lowest attendance in the history of baseball.
Next up, the National League Central. I think the Cincinnati Reds will probably move up to fourth place this year in the division. They finally get out of the cellar in this division. I think the Pittsburgh Pirates will finish in fifth place this year. You lose your two best players in Andrew McCutchen and Garrett Cole. Two guys I thought were absolutely phenomenal for Pittsburgh, but I think they will finish in last place. But don't trust me here, because I was dead wrong last year. I had the Yankees finishing in last place in the division last year. So we'll see how I do this year. Third place, I'm going to give it to St. Louis again. Even though you do add Marcell Ozuna to that lineup, I just don't think this team is going to be good enough. Michael Wackett's probably past his prime, so I don't think the Cardinals are going to do it this year. Milwaukee, I think, will come in second. This is a very good team with Jonathan Villar and Eric Thames and Ryan Braun. This is a very good team, but I don't see them making the playoffs either. First place for the third straight year, I have Joe Madden and the Chicago Cubs. Every year it seems like Joe Madden takes one of our Rays coaches and then they do amazing. So we'll see how Mr. Jim Hickey does in Chicago this year with the Cubs as their pitching coach.
So I'm going to agree with Scott at the top. I think the Cubs are definitely the favorite in this division. Adding Yu Darvish in the offseason makes their pitching staff even stronger. I've got the Cardinals, though, finishing in second place. I think that the Cardinals actually are going to surprise people, and they will be one of the wild card teams this season. I think it's possible. I think the Brewers will finish in third, but it'll be close to the Cardinals. I think the Pirates will finish in fourth, and I think, unfortunately, the Reds will again finish in dead last.
And now into the division of death, the National League West. This division can go to any of these four teams. Fifth place, I think we can both agree. San Diego comes in fifth.
I agree with that.
Will Myers is not enough to win this division. Myers is good, he just needs some help behind him, and I don't think he has enough this year. I think the Padres will finish in fifth. Now here comes the hard part. I think Colorado's going to finish in fourth. I think the Rockies had a great season last year with Blackmon and Arenado and John Gray. I still think they can do it again this year. I think that was a Cinderella story last year for Colorado, and I don't see them doing it again this year. But I could be wrong in this division. Third place, I'm going to give it to San Francisco. I feel like the Giants are going to be good this year. You lose McCutchen, you add Andrew McCutchen, you add Evan Longoria, and you still have Buster Posey, and you still have Madison Bumgarner. This could be a team that I think could win the division if they were in any other division in the majors, but I think they'll come in third place in this division. Second place, I'm going to give it to the Arizona Diamondbacks. I was almost in the wrong sport there, but I think the Diamondbacks will come in second place. My NL MVP last year, Paul Goldschmidt, did absolutely phenomenal last year. Goldie did well. The only thing I'm wondering about right now is if they can find another bat to replace JD Martinez, who went to Boston in the offseason. So we'll see how that happens. Mm-hmm. And in first place this year, my World Series winners this year, in my opinion, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw is back, and he looks very good. Yasiel Puig is still here. You still have Cody Bellinger, one of the best young first basemen in baseball. Still have Jock Peterson, and this is a very good Dodger team for manager Dave Roberts this year. So I think they are going to win this division by about 5 games.
I agree. The Dodgers are the favorites. They have so much young talent and such a cohesive team coming back that they will win their division. I actually think the Giants will finish second over the Diamondbacks, and I've got the Giants as my second wild card team getting into the playoffs. And if they get in the playoffs with Bumgarner, watch out, they could be dangerous. I've got the Diamondbacks in third. I've got the Rockies fourth, and Scott and I agree, the Padres in fifth. And I will say, I think this year, the 6 division winners are probably as good at 6 teams as baseball has seen
Absolutely.
in a long, long time.
Yeah.
There are some really top-level
Yeah.
teams this year. It should be a very exciting
Yeah.
season.
Yep. All starts off on Thursday. Next Thursday is opening day, so we'll see how everybody does there. And that will do it for this episode of Scott's Week in Sports today, ladies and gentlemen. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a nice comment down below. Subscribe if you are new to my channel. And share these videos with your friends. And I will see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Week in Sports right here on YouTube. See you later, guys.
See you guys.